Thank you for the opportunity. I'm an educator, and I've often feel that urban public schools get a bad rap. Typically, when you hear about urban schools on the news, you hear about them having a lack of resources, teachers always going on strike, disengaged parents, students that don't care, even teachers that don't care. But is that the whole story? As an educator and a researcher, I've found that teachers and adults that work in these same urban schools oftentimes don't know about the background or the experiences that these young students bring to school every day. Because of that, it sometimes makes it very difficult to connect with these young folks. So what can be done? We need a new way to connect with adolescents who are believed to be unreachable. We need to think creatively. How do we tap into these students from urban schools so that they can be successful? Well, one way is to connect with them over time. Sure, going to career day is great, but wouldn't it be better if you spent a longer period of time with students? Get to know their talents, their hobbies, their interests. Oftentimes, these students are already getting tons of educational skills, but they don't even know it. Then over time, infuse traditional educational skills into these same interests and hobbies, right? Skills like mathematics, reading comprehension, critical thinking, because the goal is that we want to give students tools to compete in society now and in their future. Hopefully, if we do that, we can decrease or eliminate the opportunity gap. So what's the opportunity gap? Well, it's the ways in which race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, English proficiency, community wealth, familial situations, and other factors contribute or perpetuate lower educational aspirations, achievements, and attainment for certain groups of students. Let me give you an example. Economically disadvantaged schools and communities may suffer from less effective teaching, overcrowded schools, dilapidated facilities, and inadequate education resources, programs, or opportunities, such as I'm sure you've heard of when they close down art programs, music programs, even sports and extracurricular activities. All of these contribute to lower educational performance or attainment. HBO, The Wire, especially season 4, does an excellent job of showing the opportunity gap in America, as well as ways that teachers have been able to connect with students. You guys all know about The Wire, right? So for those of you who don't know about The Wire, let me share with you. It's a cult. The Wire is an American crime television series that was set and based in Baltimore, Maryland. It was created by David Simon, who was a former police reporter, now superstar, and it was broadcast on HBO from 2002 to 2008. It comprised of over 60 episodes over 5 seasons. My favorite season, which is season 4, and those of you who have watched it will know who these 4 individuals are. These are 4 middle school students that the season 4 is focused on. What it does is it's putting them at the pivotal crossroads in their life. And what they do is the season 4 shows in excellent ways how cultural capital is used in non-traditional ways for students and other individuals in the show to move forward in life. So what is cultural capital? Well, it's how people engage with each other and their resources. Whether the culture of an organization is good or bad, cultural capital is created when values, traditions, beliefs, and languages become the culture, the currency to leverage other types of capital. Let me give you an example. So, in season 4, Prez Belusky, also known as Prez, is a struggling math teacher. He's been struggling to connect with his students for weeks and weeks at a time. And what he's trying to do is teach them probability. It's not working. So what he does is he tells them, you know what, put your books away, put your desk to the side. What you're going to do is we're going to take out dice and some playing cards. He's now showing the students how to throw dice, right, and play different card games. This is how he's now teaching them about probability. What he's done is he's taken a non-traditional approach to a subject, something that the students are familiar with, and then flipped the script and connected it to a traditional math concept. As the scene's ending, one of his fellow teachers comes running to the room because she thinks something's wrong. It's so quiet in the room. Students are engaged, they're participating. She's confused. So what he says to her is, trick them into thinking that they are not learning, and they do, right? David Simon, who created The Wire, when asked about the series, said, to be perfectly honest, we're not trying to just tell a good story or two. We're trying in our own ways to pick a fight. And this is why I use The Wire in some of my courses. What it does is I encourage my students, as well as all of you here today, to pick a fight with systemic inequality. You see it on the road every day in some form or fashion. So why not take a stand towards it, right? One simple way that we can do that is get involved in the young folks' lives. Tutor, mentor, volunteer with these students. But most importantly, just sit and listen to them. You guys all remember what it was like to be a middle school student? How awkward that was, right? Once you do that, you're going to help for them to use their non-traditional skill sets to flourish, and that will help them in their education as well as beyond. Thank you for listening.